You know, I've been thinking, a lot of our pirating adventures in our new movie be based on ancient pirate lore.
Oh yeah, I knew that. And lore in this case means what exactly?
Lore is stories and the like.
Meaning not true?
Meaning partly true. Usually just the scary bits. The parts where your eyes get big as saucers.
Eye. One eye.
In this movie, it's all about the pirate lore. It's not about treasure this time. It's about the seas and about the freedom of the seas.
There's a lot of supernatural stories you've heard, but nobody'd ever actually done those stories as part of a larger pirate movie or swashbuckler.
We have our heading.
Ted and Terry are real students of film history, and they love pirate movies. They just did a massive amount of research and started combining them with sort of well-known lore like, you know, Davy Jones' Locker.
There's so many brilliant stories that combine that idea of the real era of piracy, which was at its height in the mid-1700s, and then the realms of monsters and God knows what that you can plonk in the centre of it.
So it's a case of taking legitimate sea lore and sort of molding it to suit the needs of the production, and it creates quite an interesting story. The Flying Dutchman is a real ship, but sort of passed into legend as a cursed ship, and we have our own version of how that curse works in this film, which is quite interesting.
What happens to the crew is that they're doomed to work on this ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman. Gradually, they become more and more a part of the ship. More and more barnacles and muscles start to grow on them, and you grow into the ship. And Davy Jones is the captain.
Get away from the rail!
What is it?
The Kraken!
Davy Jones also has control of the Kraken.
Summon the Kraken!
Which can come out of the sea at his bidding and destroy you and make your ship a memory.
The Kraken is basically Davy Jones's hitman.
But I actually think the Kraken originally dates back to Greek mythology.
Yeah, and it's under the command of Davy Jones, and he sends it to attack us.
And I don't think it's cracking anyways. Always heard it said cracking.
Oh, with a long A? No. Crocken's how it's pronounced in the original Scandinavian.
Well, we ain't original Scandinavians, are we?
History helped write this movie, but it is, you know, adventure from one end to the other.
I think I'm getting claustrophobic. Are these walls moving in?
No. Just try to relax.
Pirates don't relax. We're supposed to sail the seven seas, visit exotic islands, sail on pristine blue waters with a gentle breeze stirring the mizzenmast.
Ah, it is true. We've sailed to some fine ports in our latest pirate adventure. Seen most of the Caribbean, we have.
Caribbean.
It's Caribbean.
No, it's Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Ribian.
Being.
Ribian.
Ian. Enough!
There are quite a few islands in the Caribbean that we're going to film on. Of course, it's St. Vincent, which was a working class island that we filmed the first one on.
It's like he's created a city here, a pirate city, and we're all part of it.
And there was a time we had well over 1,000 people working on the film at one time. Animals, special effects, and visual effects, and stunts, and extras, and wardrobe, and it is like an army. It's just an all-encompassing project.
This is actually a great location for us because it's a tune-up of what we're going to be experiencing in Dominica.
When you have a good script, you want to do it properly. Dominica was this primitive island that had the elements that were in the screenplay.
You have to understand, this is a Gore Verbinski film. The more extreme and remote, the better it is. For Gore, if you can't hike to it, rappel in, swim in, parachute into it, then it's not worth getting to.
It's a very courageous way to make films. It's fearless and sometimes a little overwhelming.
I think what makes Dominica different for this film is just the wildness of the terrain.
Don't try this at home.
Each and every location we've had to build a road into. Just getting to the site was our first big hurdle. Just inaccessible places that had a goat track before.
We
have a phenomenal sequence on Domenico. Johnny has been held captive.
See that spot right there? That's where we first tried to put the bridge in.
Gore saw it from the air. We first tried to talk him out of it, and I think he replied, if it was easy, we wouldn't be shooting here.
Funny way to get to the office, huh?
Gore's an adventurer, you know, he likes to go to uncharted waters.
All directors have attention to detail, but Gore takes it to another level. He just cares about every shot being as good as it can be. My responsibilities are mostly to get into places where the dry cameras can't go. The audience is never going to be restricted, not going to be looking down from a cliff down into the gorge.
T2 Gorge that has this beautiful waterfall in it, but there's only one way in. It's in by water and it's out by water.
Goodbye, Dominica. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. See you. Bye, Dominica.
Exumus, I think, is my favourite. It's the most beautiful island.
I've had it! I've had it with wobbly-legged, rum-soaked pirates!
It's a very cool place to shoot, and you don't get to come to these places very often.
Evening.
Hello.
We were on a spit of land, a sandbar in the middle of the ocean.
We're shooting on an island that is half underwater half the day, and we have to plan our schedule around the tide charts.
Can you even get this on film that the island is sinking underneath us?
You can actually watch it.
The hardest part is the footprints, because everything's in shot. So people have to walk ankle deep in this sort of soft mud to get to the locations.
In the water. Watch your footprints.
There's a lot to look forward to. I'm actually very excited to see it myself.
Guard the boat, mind the tide. Don't touch my dirt.
Now we're in the Grand Bahamas, in Freeport, where we have this enormous tank.
It's the largest open water tank in the world.
The purpose was to get some control over some of the more extreme movements we were going to need to do with some of the ships.
All right, let's go. Everyone ready to shoot.
And Mark.
Look at those angles.
This movie is a combination of so many things, because it's a great performance piece.
This compass points to the thing you want most in this world.
It's a huge action piece. It's a huge stylized piece, because you're shooting a period, you have lots of beautiful sets that you have to light.
I'm here to negotiate.
I'm listening. I'm listening intently.
And then you have this incredible landscapes and incredible locations.
We have all this beautiful scenery, beautiful angles, and beautiful light. There's so many interesting images.
For me, the Black Pearl is kind of the old favorite. It's a brand new ship this time.
First movie, we had a Black Pearl built on a seagoing barge. We now have a Black Pearl that's an actual seagoing vessel. It's a tall ship built on the frame of what used to be a cargo ship.
We just want something that's going to have a bit of a bow wave and move much more quickly through the water.
We used a jet ski with a special float on the back, and I was riding on the back of that. Gore wanted to have a shot come off the bow of the Black Pearl as it's crashing into a wave, literally feet from the bow.
One of the sets we had a great deal of fun with was the Bayou set, which was shot on stage at Disney.
It was amazing walking into the studio, and all of a sudden you poked your head round and there was all this water and this amazing tree house.
My initial reaction was, can I get the blueprints, because I want to live in this. I mean, I want to build this somewhere and live in it.
I think ultimately the joy is, one, it's the challenge, and two, to be able to deliver for the director, deliver for Jerry in the studio, a great looking picture.